So what is up, guys? It's Zero here, and today I have for you my long-awaited tier list for set 13? 13 sounds about right. Set 13. 13 gave us what? Novell for Kagero, Exculpate for MLB, Blue K Reverse for Pale Moon, Leo Reverse and Chat Noir for Great Nature, Amon Reverse for Dark Irregulars, and that's it from the set, and then we also got Nubatama at the plan of it. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. So let's do the old stuff first. But where do we start? Let's start with my favorite. Suk is here. No bias, by the way. But yeah, this deck is really good. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you don't see your deck here, or if OTT also got Battle Sister support. But yeah, if you don't see the deck here, I don't think the deck is good enough. Simple as that. And if you don't see the deck here, I don't think the deck is good enough. Because I don't want a overly bloated tier list, and I think these are the decks that I would be comfortable taking. Honestly, if you're an A tier, I'd be comfortable taking you into ladder. If you're here, I'd be comfortable taking you into a tournament. Here or here, I'd start is like the I play you in tournament kind of decks. So yeah. So first off, we'll do my favorite deck, Suk. Deck is what can I even say about this deck? Like, if you know what it does, you know what it does. It's all super strong. It's even better now because Steel Dragons are like not played at all anymore. Your one bad matchup is gone now. So yeah. And then every time OTT gets more support, they also get new toys to play with. This time we got Battle Sister support. I'm personally playing Parfait as my heal. So yeah, in the deck. So yeah, so every time OTT gets support, Suk just eats that support for itself. So yeah, it's here. Still a good deck. It's a deck I'd be very comfortable taking in the tournament. So yeah, only downside is that it's pretty slow if you intend to play it on ladder. Next, we'll do Dirt Knights or Jewel Knights. I'm sorry, Jewel Knights. Yeah, it's Gancelot self-pings crit the deck. I don't think it's very good. I don't think this deck is very good. I think it's playable, but I don't think it's very good. You also just kind of get dicked up by Link Joker too. So yeah. Lock two back row. Oh no, Salary's a bit on one now. But yeah, it's playable, but not amazing. Speaking of Link Joker, I think this deck is definitely above this, but I think it's a little worse than this. I don't think it's up here yet. I wouldn't bring Link Joker. The deck is it's still only on its first wave of support, and honestly speaking, it's not amazing. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing. Yeah, not much else to say. It's good, but it's not amazing. It's very meh. I think that's the best way to say it. It's very meh. It's nothing amazing. Next, we'll do everybody's either favorite or least favorite, Monkey Lord Blaster, or MLB, or Majesty Lord Blaster, what do you want to call him. I think, honestly, it's better than Jewel Knights right now. I actually think it's better than Jewel Knights. Not even because of Exculpate, but like, it's just because, like, you don't get just auto dicked on by Link Joker, which is still relatively common. Exculpate's cool and all, but I don't even think you need the card for the deck, so yeah. MLB does MLB things, what else do you want me to say? Deck is good, deck is solid. I'll save the new decks for later. Steel Dragons. Definitely above these decks. I honestly think Link Joker will better. Steel Dragons, again, I think they've fallen off a bit because the other build stuff like Dauntless Dope or just Overlord in general just meshes better with all the new stuff. The Novell stuff, spoilers alert, is pretty good in my opinion. And it doesn't go in this deck, so yeah. I think Steel Dragons are just here. Like, they're still a good deck, but it has Retire and it has big numbers and stuff, but you still need to put cards out. You can still get dicked out by Link Joker, which is like, I put Link Joker here, but I don't think the deck is very good, but you still have to be able to play around Link Joker. You can't just auto-root this deck, so yeah. I think it's here. I think this lack of a restanding Vanguard is kind of what killed it for me. So yeah, that's why I put this here. Good. Overall, it's still a good deck, don't get me wrong, this deck's still pretty strong. You can do better now. Next, we have the the big ass shiny glue gun, as I like to call it, the Glory Maelstrom deck. So yeah, so I think this is probably here. Glory is still cheating. Self-Pains are still cheating. Dia is still a good card, but again, you get absolutely dicked on by Link Joker because they lock one card anywhere. They lock one back row. You're just kind of sitting there crying now. And you lock two, well, you're actually not playing the game anymore. So yeah, it's still a good card, still an okay deck, but I don't think it's like super amazing anymore. Speaking of not super amazing, here's Ezel. I think Ezel is probably here. Maybe here. I think these two decks are like about the same power level. Ezel, Spirits are still good, obviously. Ezel does Ezel things. But again, you're a borderline deck, so you just kind of die to this. You also, and since you're also, a lot of your defense comes from just calling intercepts off of Ezel, you still die to stuff that just kills your board, like Steel Dragons kind of kill you, regular Kagero kind of kills you, Eradicators kill you, Revengers kill you, so yeah. Like with how the meta is like right now, PGs are like infinitely more important to survive than intercepts, and Ezel shits intercepts out, but they don't always get their PGs in hand, which is kind of the problem I have with the deck. Next we have Ethics. And honestly speaking, Ethics might also just be Blau as well too, because they basically do the same thing. Where do I put you? I think I put you... You're either here or here, in my opinion. Let's put you... and you're probably a little better than Joker. Yeah, this deck just kind of kills you from 3, which is really cool. It just kind of kills you from 3. Crossfire bases that too with the Ethics Reverse. The only problem with Ethics Reverse is that it requires you to have the hand on the spot before you do all your drive checks and draw triggers and stuff. Yeah, it's still pretty... It's Ethics Blau. Well, Ethics Blau is probably goes here too, but Ethics is like Ethics Blau with a lower floor, with a higher floor but a lower ceiling. Still good, still a combo piece reliant deck. But yeah, it's here. It's okay. It's pretty good, I'd say. And then next we have Eradicator, which I think is definitely not there. It is here. Well, I do think it is worse than Sook, and I do think it is, honestly speaking, the worst S-tier deck here. So why I think this deck just... Alright, first off, Linchu nerfs. First off, Linchu kind of died. So you don't have the luxury of just killing starters anymore. So there's that. And then there's also the fact that the deck is super aligned on draw triggers to get its cards. Like there's a reason why I've been playing the deck with like more chickens and more Nerides, the Libra clones. Just draw cards so I can play the game. But yeah, this deck it just kind of feels. I think the best way to try this deck is that it's a little when the deck doesn't work, it just bends over and dies a lot of the time. But when it does work, it feels super win harder. Like when you win, you just win. But when you lose, you just lose. And I kind of don't like that, but I think the ceiling of the deck and the fact that this floor isn't like super low, like something like Ethics or a Blau where the floor is you auto lose the game. With a floor here, you can still like kill people with fake hands with like Gauntlet Buster, or just like kill them with Gunners and Saucer and stuff like that. So yeah, and the deck is like here, but I do think it's bottom of S tier, and the Linchu nerfs definitely did not help the deck. Next up, we have Spike Brothers. Spike Brothers, definitely better than Eradicators. Is it better than Sook though? Is it better than Sook though? I say they're around the same power level. They're around the same. I think Spikes are a little bit better. This is hard. I think you honestly go here. I think Sook is a little better. I think Sook is a little bit better. It's a little more stable. Well, assuming you don't break your right chain, of course. But Spikes, very good. It is on par with Ethics on how good your kill turn is at from 3 if your opponent doesn't know the matchup. Because if they're at 3 with 1 intercept and they give you 4 damage and you have Break Ride, and they're just dead. 3 PGs will die on the spot there. Actually, is it 3? Actually, let me think. 3 to 4 PGs or die from 3 damage, which is really good. Yeah, and you have Jelly Beans and Recyclable Heal that also just so happens to tutor half your deck. And then you also have Wild Hitter, do non-limit break plays. All your taggers let you scale your lanes super well. is just a very solid deck that does pretty degenerate things while also just so happens with a tutor half the deck and have a recyclable heal. And even if you miss the break ride, Emperor is still a pretty solid game plan. And then another plus is this deck just absolutely destroys Link Joker. If you're on bad end, but you just push damage while taking all your taggers back from your deck, so they can't block anything. And then the instant they give you a break ride, they just die. So yeah, very strong deck. And then next off, we'll do Liberator. I actually want to think about this. I am actually kind of tempted to put this here. You know what? Hot take. This is my tier list. I think Liberators are actually here. This is probably a hot ass take, but I think Liberators are like the bottom of S-tier right now. I do actually think Garbor did a lot for the deck, because Garbor, if you ride Garbor, you just straight up say no to Eradicators. Like because all their cards are retired or ignore intercepts. Garbor just says no to this entire deck, and if you're not at 5%, you can't restand either. So that's just good against anything that retires, and the meta right now does have a lot of retired decks in Kagero, Narukami with Eradicators, BDR retires it for Revengers. Yeah, I do think Garbor actually does quite a bit. Also to recycle triggers, to an extent, not amazing recycling, but it is recycling. And Garbor being able to put cards back into your deck means you can also have an okay Link Joker matchup, because you call a card to the front row, probably grade 3, you hit, and you Garbor, you put it back away, now they can't lock it. So yeah, it just does good. It's a very good anti-meta pick, if you ask me. It's a very good anti-meta pick. You also, but you do just kind of dice the deck that just multi-attack instead, like Spikes, this, like decks that don't retire but get issues like that. You still die to stuff like that, but I think this deck has a good enough niche that I do think I want to put this here. And then lastly, everybody's favorite or least favorite, Revengers. I think it is the sole S+ tier deck in the game right now. It just does everything for like a low ass cost too. It just does everything. Enough said. Like, it has a restanding Vanguard, it has plussing with draw power and superior recalling. You have cheap retire. What else does this deck have? Everything's just cheap, everything's free. Mordred's busted. Yeah. And next we have the new stuff. So I think Nubas are annoying as fuck, and I absolutely cannot stand this deck, but they are at the very bottom of A tier. The deck does very annoying things. If they start sniping PGs out of your hand left and right, you just can't do anything about it. When this deck wins, you just kind of bend over and die. But when this deck doesn't win, they just bend over and die. So like, the ceiling is you just snipe other PGs and you just kill them like that. The floor is you bend over because your deck sucks. Yeah, that's basically about that. That's basically it. Great Nature. I'll do Great Nature next. I think this deck is probably better than these decks. These decks are kind of outdated, if you ask me. Not too right. So somewhere here. I'd say somewhere here. I personally myself haven't played with the deck because I don't have everything, but I have played against a few people on ladder with it. Chat Nor letting you draw a bunch of cards, and then you have the Hamskays, and then the Duck Bills, and then the Luckbird clone that you also just draw. So since you have so much draw power now, you can actually afford to just play 9 stand, because the Hambies give you playable cards when you kill them off, meaning you're not going to be struggling to put cards onto the board on the next turn. So yeah, pretty nice. So you do have to play 9 stand, but I think the deck is still kind of iffy. It's definitely better than before, and I do think it deserves a spot on the list, but I don't think it's like super amazing per se. Next, I'll do Luke here. I'll do Pale Moon. I don't think it's S tier. I think it is another A tier deck. I think it is honestly somewhere here. I think this deck is actually pretty good right now. I think this deck is pretty good right now. So I think it's like, I do think that if you go full in on the Silvertone package, you don't get to play Dreaming Fortress. But the problem with without Dreaming Fortress, the deck just kind of dies to other stuff. But yes, Dreaming Fortress can get answered by stuff like Lock, Gunners, Blockade, but that stuff isn't too common. Like, you put this out a little bit early, this thing can't lock in anymore, and then yeah, it's just like Fortress is nice, and then if you go all in on Fortress, then you kind of force a cut like the Silverthorn and stuff. So like your package becomes a little more scuffed, but I do think Fortress is still the way to go with this deck. And once I get my 4th SP Luke, I will do a deck profile with this. I'll show you what I think is the better build of the deck with the Fortresses and stuff. So yeah, I do think it's here. I do think the Muddy Chica is an absolutely busted card. And Luke Reverse is also really, really good. So yeah, I do think it goes here. Pretty good deck, pretty solid, pretty consistent too. So yeah, it goes here. Next we have Amon Reverse and also to an extent Reiji. I think this deck is like here. I think Dark Reductors are pretty good. I think with the new, it's mainly the package that came with Amon. Amon Reverse itself is pretty good because he has CB2 retire, which is 10 soul, which is hella easy with the deck. But I think the main reason the deck is so good now is because of the Amon's followers, the cute little girls, the grade 1 and grade 2, and then the other grade 2 dude that just soul charges out the ass for basically free, and you don't soul charge heals anymore because you get them back. So yeah, you have crit pressure, you have recyclable heals, you have easy ways to get there now, and then Rage is just also good now because of the package. So yeah, it's somewhere here. This could represent Amon and Reiji, but most people play like both in the deck. So yeah, pretty solid deck, I'd say. Pretty good. Definitely better than what it was before. It was like nowhere close to being, but now it's pretty good. And then finally, my favorite clan, Kagero, with the Nobel stuff. So this is, I think it's here. I think it's second best deck right now. So obviously, I'll get this out of the way first. Obviously, it still has problems of being Kagero, of not having any draw power right now. But Nobel being cross-ride base and just straight up saying no to heal triggers or triggers in general, I think is super strong. And then the package that came with it is also really, really good. Because Nobel Roman lets you put Nobels back to tutor for any grade 3, so you can play less of like stuff like Dauntless or like Cruel Dragons. You have to play those, like bricks in the deck too. So you use tutor for those instead of having to play multiple copies and see them. And then Nova Critic is also really good because if you have one on in hand or on the Vanguard Circle, it's a CV1. It's basically Blaster Dark or Revenger with Ornament. Yeah. The Nobel package is super, super good in my opinion. I think if you ever want to invest in Kagero, you should absolutely get the package. Yeah, very, very good. It just raised the consistency of the deck, but it still has the glaring problem in the AC draw triggers. But yeah, I think the deck is here. Yeah, I think it's a deck that I've played with extensively. It's probably the deck that I've played with the most out of this set, and I can confidently say this deck is very, very strong thanks to the Nobel stuff. So yeah, this is my tier list. It's a lot more bloated than I would like it to be, but I do think there are a bunch of like very good and playable decks. Like these decks may be the bottom of this list, but these decks are still very playable. Don't get me wrong. These, like, I'd say anywhere like I think these decks are a little too underwhelming for me right now. But I think anywhere like here and above are very playable decks I would feel relatively comfortable playing right now. So yeah, this is my list. Tell me what you think about this list in the comments. Like and subscribe, all the good stuff. And if you want to see me do these live, go check out my Twitch. Link below in the description. And I guess that's it. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.